JayCeeXp. It's finally the time. We are back in action. As you can see, Jahvon is not here, and that's okay. He's just at work. We've been gone for a year or over a year, and I've done a few polls and questionnaires and stuff on Instagram. A lot of you were interested in us continuing YouTube, and I appreciate that a lot because this is something we really want to do. It's just life gets in the way, and I know many of you can understand that. It is certainly hard to stay consistent with anything in your life when hard situations come about, but there is no way to avoid those times, and it is important you take time to yourself and reflect on the things that are happening around you and just take a deep breath. I know you guys are wondering, this looks a little different. Many of you who have me on Instagram and Facebook know that me and Jahvon got our own place, and this is it. No, it's not just a wall, I promise, and not just a Christmas tree. Soon, once we get the last little bit of things that we really want, we have everything we need. We just want a few more things to accent our home. We will probably do a little house tour. We are so grateful for our home. It is an apartment, and it is a 1-bedroom, and no matter what, we are so thankful and grateful for our place. And of course, our 3 babies came with us, Titan, Chocolate Chip, and Bruno. And if you hear snoring, that's who's next to me, Chocolate Chip, because she likes to snore. And it's just part of her breathing because she's a French bulldog. But anyway, I just want to jump into the few things that we had going on that we were not here and we were absent from YouTube for quite some time. And I'm so sorry for promising you guys we were going to be consistent and then just disappearing completely for a year. So the first major reason why we were not here was because of work and school. For Jahvon, he works at T-Mobile, and he just recently got promoted to assistant manager. I am so proud of everything that he does. He is such a hard worker, and I know that he will just keep rising above and above. That's just part of who he is. For me, I am still working at my job, a private plumbing company, and I'm super thankful for that. I do the best that I can, and I love working there. It's a great place to work. I also have school, so it's been super hard to find the time to do YouTube, and that's just because I am trying to get my bachelor's degree. As most of you know from Instagram or wherever, I did graduate from my former community college that I went to and got my associate's degree. I'm now working towards my bachelor's degree, so I'm super excited for that and whatever else that comes after that. Another major reason why we were super absent from YouTube is because of the loss of my grandmother. My grandmother is such a brave individual, and I call her Honey. A lot of people call her Honey. Her real name is Sally. She, to me, was such an amazing person, and I'm so grateful to have had her as my grandmother. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, we were not really able to see her because of her health. She is an asthmatic, and we didn't want any risks of getting her sick with COVID. So we would stop by and wave to her out the window and, talk to her and message her as much as we can. Unfortunately, she was a lot more sick than just having asthma and things like that. She didn't want us to know. The reason I can talk about it now while trying not to cry is because I've had a lot of time to talk about it and mourn for her, although there's never enough time to mourn for her. And no, it does not get easier when you're really close to someone and you lose them. For me, it is still a touchy subject. One minute I can be okay talking about it. The next I can be really sad and cry and just want to be by myself. Thankfully, I've had Jahvon to comfort me through that time. My grandmother didn't want us to be sad, so that was the reason why she didn't tell us. She wanted to go her own way, and she did that. So I was really trying to be there for my dad because my aunt and my uncle passed away years before, unfortunately, and so did my grandmother. So my dad really only has his kids and, you know, my stepmom and her family and everything like that. So it's a little hard, you know, to cope with losing your siblings and your parents. Now, after having the funeral with my grandmother, we do not know who, and we would never blame anyone for this, but someone who came to the funeral had COVID. Now, we all were taking the right precautions as to wearing our masks, double masking, hand sanitizer, everything. But unfortunately, a few of my family members got it, and Jahvon being one of those family members. Now, we had to quarantine. I did not test positive for COVID throughout that time, but I did quarantine too because I was in direct contact with Jahvon and my family members. And unfortunately, my uncle, who was my grandmother's brother, passed away from getting COVID from the funeral. That was so hard because, you know, we had just lost my grandmother and now we lost my uncle, and he was an amazing man. He was so sweet, and everyone misses him dearly. And not that long after that, we lost their other brother from Lou Gehrig's disease. So within the span of a month, we lost 3 family members, and it was such a rough time, and it kind of felt like we couldn't even mourn each individual person, as well as having to worry about, you know, Jahvon and every other family member that, you know, tested positive for COVID and was dealing with that. It was like such an emotional roller coaster, and thinking of it now, like, I wish so much that, you know, none of that happened. It's hard to like explain like the emotions you feel at that time. And at that time, before my first uncle passed away, right after my grandmother passed away, I was doing a YouTube video to explain why it was gone, and I was explaining, you know, my grandmother passing away, and I was also doing like a makeup tutorial because I was trying to like make myself feel good after feeling so sad. Like my eyes looked like bug eyes, like they were so swollen, like it was so hard. So when I was making that YouTube video, I did it one day, and then the next day I was gonna edit it and upload it. I'll show you a clip of that. I saw some pictures of my grandmother when she was younger, and it's amazing that I never seen them before, but it's amazing that I look like her so much. After the day of filming and the day that I was going to edit it and post it, that was the day we found out that my uncle had passed from COVID. It's so stressful. I was really going to post that video, but I just was like, that there's no right time right now to be able to do something like that. I just needed to focus on my mental health. I needed to focus on, you know, my family right now, because we just lost like so much amazing people we were so close to. And I can't stress this enough. Spend as much time as you can with your family, no matter what find some way. Talk to them. Just be with them. Thankfully, I had Jahvon there for me. He comforted me. He did as much as he could to be there for me, and I am forever grateful for that. And if I didn't have him, I don't know how I would have gotten through that time. It is almost a year of my grandmother passing, and I can honestly say that I'm still super sad about it. Something I wish, because I know, you know, the death of a loved one and death in general is something that is inevitable. It's just a part of life. But I just wish that this stuff would have happened to me a lot later on in life. At the age of 21, I can't even count on both my hands to tell you how many people I've lost since I was about 8 or 9 years old. I know everyone can relate to me because I know everyone has lost someone close and dear to them, whether that's a family or a friend or whoever. I am day by day taking the right steps to make myself feel better, just talk about it, just talk to my dad, you know. It's just been a really rough year. On a good note, instead of talking about depressing things, during that time, Jahvon became a first-time uncle. Now, yes, I have 2 nephews, and we consider them his nephews as well. But there is something different to being blood when it comes to having a nephew, a child, whatever it is. So his older sister Delilah, during this time of me mourning, had a beautiful baby boy, and Jahvon loves nothing more than being an uncle. He just wished that he had more time with him, and every time he sees him, he asks if he could just stay. Maybe next time, right? I know you're watching. Soon, once everything is together in our place, we will definitely be doing some type of house tour, apartment tour, whatever you want to call it. We love every moment of being independent and just doing things on our own, and we're doing so great, you know, just loving every second that we get to spend with each other. Although because of work and school, it is very slim. We kind of wake up together, get ready for work, go to work, don't see each other for like all day, and then come home from work, eat dinner, and just go to sleep. And that's okay, because days that we have off together, we spend quality time together, whether it's watching movies, playing games, cooking together, whether it's actually going out. Like, it doesn't matter. We literally love every moment that we spend together, even if it's sleeping. There's nothing better than being able to cuddle up and just knock out together and then wake up to stinky dragon breath. I'm talking about my breath, not yours, babe. I'm going to end this video out here. I hope I didn't make you guys too depressed, but I just wanted to get back into the swing of things and just tell you everything that happened throughout this year that took a toll and why we weren't here. So I just want to say thank you to all the people who watch, because you guys motivated me to make another video for you guys, and we will definitely have another one soon for you. And Jahvon will be in it next time. Right now he's just being his assistant manager self and doing a great job as always. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a JayCee experience, and we hope you guys, you know, like our videos, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Please come back next time and watch us again.